Suddenly I have to pee. Artesian well. Ice cold water too. There is a better tasting well down the road though. I'm about to go to it. It's better than this water. It's Don Knowles' old place. Had buzzards up in the top of the house. Oh, they're still there, roosting in top of it. Don't look much different. Here's that good water I was talking about. That works for snakes. This is the original artesian well. That right there is good water. Looks nasty, but it's good water. Better than that other stuff. Alright. Let me take y'all for a little tour of my village. It's not my village anymore, but I spent years 13 through 18 living on top of this hill up here. Most of my teenage years, I lived on top of this hill. Road grader just graded this road. Man, I used to walk up and down this road every day with a Walkman, a cassette tape Walkman. I walked all these woods, hunted all of them. Would have been nice if I had this rock back then. Road would get bad. Interesting history about the property up here. My grandmother bought it in the 70s, I think, until she died here, and then sold it in the 2000s. But before that, my landlord now, Mr. Baldwin, his family owned it. Probably going all the way back in the 30s, probably. 40s, 50s, something. There's a big gas pipeline up here. Used to ride up and down with four-wheelers, walk up and down it, hunt on it. There it is. Here's the pipeline. My grandmother lived in that house, and my great-grandmother and great-granddaddy lived in that house. I still remember. My grandmother used to have a Yugo, and she used to park it under there. But that was Daddy Waters' house. And there's Meemaw's old house back there. Meemaw and Bill. We had a double wide over there in that lot, but we moved it when I was 18 to where it's currently at now on the other side of the county. All those trees. My mom and dad planted all those trees. We're talking about the 1990s. I came down here in the 80s. Right here used to be a field. We used to have to come down here and they had a tractor. He used to grow in that backfield in this field. We have to shell peas. Yep. And Meemaw's old place. You shoot deer at night in that backfield. He had a shooting range and a gun shop back there. Meemaw and Bill. Yep, that was our driveway. And then there's some other people called the Peoples used to own this land over here. And then the Bruners. That old house probably burnt down that was over here. No, it's still there. Talk about abandoned house. Hell, it looked like that in the 90s. Anyway, this road goes way up around Hunt Leases and eventually comes out in Louisville. We ain't going that way today. That is a long voyage. We'll go down to Hanahatchee Creek though, down at the bottom of this hill. That's what it was like out here summertime. Living out here in the middle of nowhere, dead quiet. Just to walk down the hill to the creek. I wonder who lives there now. Yeah, down at the end of this pipeline, it goes way down in a swampy bottom. They say in the 70s they lost a bulldozer down there. It just sunk. They said in the 80s you could see some of the exhaust sticking out of the ground, but in the 90s I could never see no trace of it. It just sunk down in the mud. I got the four-wheeler stuck down there real bad one time. It's a black mud. I had to get my granddad pull me out with the tractor. I was in there good. All this stuff here wasn't here. This was all woods. It used to be old part of a Model T Ford up on top of this hill on the right, and a bunch of old bottles. There's a lot of old homesteads out here. Around 1900, there were a lot of people living out here. There was a schoolhouse on top of the hill. My landlord told me a lot about it. Yeah, there used to be a lot of people lived out here. And you can kind of tell. Look how many times they've cut this road with how deep they've cut into it. It's deeper now than it was when I was a kid, but yeah. See that little V right there? Where animals go up and down, I guess. But right on top you see a shard of metal hanging out. That's what them pieces of that Model T was. There were all kinds of bottles in the dirt. There used to be a dump right there. We used to dig in that. Union, Georgia. posted, no trespassing. However, this is a ungated county road. Yeah, I had a four-wheeler back in them days. I know all these roads for miles back here. Yeah, it used to be railroad tracks right here. Probably still is. I remember trains running it. That was in the early 90s. I don't run it no more. Look at the tracks right there. And Hanahatchee Creek's right down here. This is a pretty big creek for this area of Georgia. Pretty wide and a lot of water flowing. Some of the best Indian artifacts can be found all along its banks. There were settlements of Native Americans camped all up and down this creek. I rode a canoe from the Louisville part way up that way down to this part back in like 93 with a big fat guy in the canoe. And it took us hours, like all day. And it was tiring, dragging it over logs and stuff. I told that story to a friend of mine. And they got enticed to go try it. But they put in from here and was going to go to Omaha. I've never been that way. But I figured it would be better because the water would be wider. There's more creeks flow into it, so there's more water flow down there. But no, that was not the case. They spent all damn day. Well, I think they put in at like noon. That was too late. They only made it halfway, ended up calling for help. There's so many trees across it, pulling the boat across trees over sandbars. It goes on and on and on and on. It's the Hanahatchee Creek. Well, I've been 16.4 miles. So that's how far I gotta go to get back home. All this dirt on here, blocking up the holes. They need to shovel this shit off. Log trucks and dust. Oh yeah, I spent many a time in this creek. A lot of shark teeth you can find in here. I got a video up of this creek. Oh, it's gonna be a long ride back. You see, I got my second battery back there strapped down. Let's hope it don't crap out. It did good the other day. Tis the season to be getting in there. I wonder what that mechanical device is right here mounted on the side of it. USGS stuff or something. Some kind of climate measuring thing. Bolted on the side. Ain't bolted on there very good. Nothing stick to that. Huh. And a box over there and an antenna. They're measuring something. Alright, time to head home. It'll be a long, long ride.